Hello, and welcome to the political segment of the show. I'm your host, Shereen, and this is Marauder Nation. Now, today we're going to talk about the potential merging of Penetanguishene Secondary School and Midland Secondary School, and the ARC, or Accommodation Review Committee. Now, Midland Secondary School was built in 1955 and had additions put on in 1960, 1971, and 1992, while Penetanguishene Secondary School was built in 1969. Penetanguishene Secondary School currently has no additions, and the board has realized that the current state of both schools is not efficient and there must be change. Midland Secondary School currently utilizes 51% of their building, and Penetanguishene Secondary School currently uses 53%. Now today with us we have Jarrett Stahl, the Midland Secondary School student representative on the ARC committee. Hello Jarrett, and welcome to the show.
Hi Shreen, I'm happy to be here.
Could you go into a bit of detail about what the ARC actually entails and what it is?
Yeah, so the ARC is actually, if the board thinks that a school is underutilized, there's not enough students, or it's in pretty bad condition, we actually go into this process called the ARC. So it's deciding what we want to do with the school with community members, parents, and students.
Very nice. Now, as a student representative on the ARC, what are your responsibilities? Like, what do you do?
So as the Midland Secondary School student representative, what I am in charge of is bringing the opinions of Midland Secondary School students to the table and making sure that their voices are heard.
Does that mean that you have a vote on the actual decision?
On the ARC, I do have a vote as to the different things that we have to decide, so what we're going to present to the board. But on the actual decision that will happen, it's only the trustees that get a vote.
Now, have there been any solid actual decisions made yet?
No, because the ARC is still in progress, and so is the staff option. So when those two are presented, that's when the trustees will sort of get their mindset on what they want to see happen with these two schools.
Okay. What kind of timeline are we looking at? When do you think this decision will be made by? When will it be implemented?
Of course, everything is kind of up in the air right now, but I don't think we'll see much change until at least 2016.
Now, this merging process seems to have taken a very long time. I know a lot of community members feel like it's been going on for years. Why do people feel this way? Why has it been going on for so long?
Sure. Well, the ARC that was taking place beforehand was actually not just Midland and Penetang area. It was also encompassed the Stayner region, Elmvale, and Collingwood. So it was a really wide area, and I believe that it was thought that it was a little too much to handle. And we are seeing that there is something that needs to be done about these communities because we are seeing a decrease in population. So we do need to do something about it, and this is just the process that we take.
So how can students and citizens get involved in this?
We are actually finished wrapping up the ARC, as I had mentioned, but the board is holding meetings, and so if you went to an ARC session, you can definitely do a delegation at the board, which is a presentation about 10 minutes long or less, and that also includes questions. Or if you didn't go to an ARC meeting but you still want to see what's happening in your communities, you're more than welcome to join in those discussions. You just can't have a delegation.
And how can the students and community members stay up to date on the progress of this ARC?
There are two ways that they can sort of stay informed, one of which is the Facebook page, which I'm sure you can find. And there's also on the website, Simcoe County District School Board.ca, you can look at the ARC 2013-01 section.
Now, I realize there's been a lot of controversy and talk in the communities about First Nations representatives on the ARC. Now, do you have a First Nations representative on the ARC, and what is the controversy with this?
So the controversy is actually that we don't have a voting member on the ARC that is from Beausoleil First Nations. And of course, that's because the Christian Island is considered a nation and not a municipality. And that is a provincial standard that we're sort of having to deal with. But we do have a non-voting member that is a trustee, and that is Trustee Minag. And she is, although she's not a voting member on the ARC, she is a voting member for the decision that will take place.
Okay. Do you have any last statements you'd like to tell the community about the ARC?
Sure. I'd like to say a big thank you to both communities, just because they've been so involved already, and also that we do have these board meetings, so it'd be great to see both communities come out and support what they believe is right.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
The Director of Education will be setting a meeting date for the ARC to be presenting their recommendation to the board. Following, there will be a 90-day period in which the board can make their final decision. Community members that have gone to ARC meetings are welcome to make delegations to the board. Thanks for tuning in to Marauder Nation, and we'll keep you updated on the proceedings.